All right, so good evening, everyone. Thank you so much for connecting with us this beautiful Tuesday evening. This is going to be conversations around what's happening right now that's affecting all of us in Nigeria. And, you might be out of Nigeria, but the fact that we all use petrol or diesel, we are all, one way or another connected. So, in Nigeria right now, the dollar has crossed 1,000 naira to $1. And so there's a lot of talk about the fact that the price of fuel may go to 900. I mean, things are already difficult enough for the average person. Things have become a lot more difficult for the business person because such a huge amount of income, of overhead, is being consumed by just generating power because power is still an issue in Nigeria. But thankfully, we have discovered a solution, something that can help people breathe better. And so I like to say that in every crisis, there's always an opportunity. However, some people, all they do is complain and complain and complain, while some people are able to find solutions and take proactive steps to making their own lives better. So this night really is about helping you to position yourself for profit in oil and gas. And whether that's from you simply just taking this information and using it to reduce your household expenditure, right? That's already a profitable activity for you. So if you are currently spending 50,000 on petrol, maybe 20,000 on cooking gas, we want to show you how this innovation, this product can help you spend 25,000 on petrol, right? So that 25K can go and do something else, So this is basically keeping you priority so that you're not just burning, working, laboring to just burn your sweat through the exhaust pipe, right? So that's really what this is about. And for those of you who are also business inclined, you will also see a very powerful, simple yet very powerful business opportunity. So I like to talk about the wealth creation formula that a mentor of mine taught me in 2012. That's the first time I came across this formula. And he called it VBF, the VBF formula. And it says all wealth creation starts with solving a problem. All wealth creation must start with solving a problem. When you solve a problem, you have created value. And so he said money was never designed to be something that you pursue, but rather money was designed to be a reward for solving problems. Money was designed to be a reward for solving problems. And so that's the first component of wealth creation. The next component has to do with getting your solution now into the hands of as many people as possible. The more people can access your solution, the more money that you are likely to make, because people will be happy to give you money if you're solving a real problem for them. And then the last component has to do with the F, frequency. If you have a solution to a problem that people need to purchase again and again and again, you are already on the way to creating wealth. And so for those of you who are interested in creating additional income, what you are also about to find is that our product is so valuable, right? That it actually ticks all the boxes, the value, the volume, and the frequency. Petrol, diesel, cooking gas, these are things that people spend money on a daily basis. Looking at Nigeria as a case study, we're currently consuming 40 million liters every day. And so we're spending about 700 billion on that's just petrol alone. And like I said at the beginning, we don't generate our power. So most of us, right now, my gen is on, my neighbor's gen is on, because we're not going to stay in darkness. We're going to have to power our fridges and our freezers so that things, don't spoil. If you're a business owner, if you're into manufacturing, whether you make smoothies or you're a tailor, whatever it is that you do, you're going to have to generate power to be able to produce. If you render services, whether you're a hospital or a school, or you are a printer, whatever it is you do, you're going to have to generate power because power is lacking in most of Africa, right? Even in South Africa right now, they're having, load shedding because they're having serious power issues. Okay, so oil and gas. And these numbers here, this 40 million, this is just for petrol. It hasn't even considered the numbers for diesel, for cooking gas, for kerosene, right? And so the demand in the oil and gas sector is huge. It's massive, right? In order for food to move from the farms where they're being produced into the cities, it's going to need a means of transport. We've gone past the age of using donkeys and camels. We're not going back to that day, right? And so oil and gas is a huge part of our existence. And so this is why the people in this sector are cashing out big time. So all this money we're spending is going into the hands of just a few people, right? The wealthiest black man in the world wasn't satisfied with what he had. He had to also get involved in oil and gas. It's the biggest sector globally. Oil is the most traded commodity in the world. For those who are not aware, I want you to just get that. Oil is the most traded commodity in the world. If you have the opportunity to be involved in oil and gas in whatever area, whatever sector of the value chain, you will cash out big time. The numbers are, so I'm just going to show you the numbers. I mean, already I've shown you 700 billion is what we're spending every month on petrol. When you add diesel, gas, kerosene, we're talking about over 2 trillion. Trillion is what we're spending. But the good news is that now we have found a way without needing billions of dollars. We've found a way to also play in this same value chain and add value to people who are already spending money. Even though you are not happy to spend money on petrol or diesel, but you have to spend it, right? But what if there was a way that whatever you are spending can now give you more return, more value? That's exactly what our solution provides. And so if all we did was take care of the petrol market, from our analysis, from our business analysis, we're talking about 42 billion every month. By the time you add cooking gas, diesel, kerosene, we're talking about over 100 billion every month. So the question is, I mean, these are the facts that the demand for our product, if we captured every user of petrol, diesel, or cooking gas, helping them with our solution, helping them to extend their usage on fuel, we're talking about at least 100 billion every month. The question is, how hungry are you? How much of this market do you want to take? How big is your vision? How much can your heart take? That's really what the question is. Now, what's the product? It's a product called Fuel Factor X, or FFX for short. A product that's not new by any stretch of our imagination. It has more than a 30-year history by large industrial corporations. So first of all, it was the mining sector that had been using this product for more than 30 years, and later, manufacturing, construction, but basically huge industrial operations. And the reason that it was only used by this huge, so for example, it was only available in the 55-gallon drum, and that 55-gallon drum cost about $20,000. So let's say at least 20 million, over 20 million, right? So this is not something that the average individual or even a small business owner can afford. Now, they had been using this product, and they're still using this product primarily because of what it does to prolong engine life, to prevent breakdown of engines, right? To reduce maintenance costs. This was the primary purpose. Now, one of the benefits happens to be that the product also saves your fuel costs. It lowers your fuel consumption. But that was not the primary purpose. 30 years ago, the price of crude wasn't high. Right now, a barrel of crude has gone to $94 per barrel. But 30 years ago, the price of crude was not a problem. Do you understand? So they have been using this product primarily to keep their engines in top shape, in top notch, because one day of downtime can cost millions of dollars. Imagine you have a factory where you're producing 10,000 bags per day or 10,000 shoes per day, and something happens and that operation is affected for just one day. It can equal millions of dollars. Now imagine in the mining sector. Imagine in oil. Imagine that you're drilling for oil and for some reason something happens. So they spend a lot of money on preventive maintenance, because prevention, we say prevention is better than cure, but prevention is actually cheaper than cure. Does it make sense? It's actually cheaper to spend money to prevent a big problem than to now have the big problem take place and you now have to spend a fortune, right? So this is why they've been using FFX. But thankfully, so even the 1 gallon sells for over ₦1 million today, because it's over $1,000, right? So even at that price point, most people can't afford this. But thank God that a few years ago, it was now repackaged into this smaller size, into the sachet I mean, the sachet is $5 to $7. The everyday person can afford that. The bottle is now $75,000. You know, compare that to previously where the gallon cost over $1,000 US. So the product is based on a science called organometallic chemistry. And the two men that you see on the screen, those two faces, actually were given a Nobel Prize for the work that they did in organometallic chemistry. So it's based on science. People say, man, this thing works like magic. And I mean, it will feel like magic to you. If your generator normally gives you, like our office, that used to do 9 hours, now starts doing, 17 hours. That looks like magic. We're shopping today somewhere, and my wife was talking to the owner of the shop, saying, do you guys use fuel? And, told her about the product. And she said, man, I need this. So this sounds really good. But I hope it will not spoil the engine. I mean, so that's usually one concern that people have. But then when once we enlighten people, no, it will actually prolong your engine life. It would actually it will lower your maintenance costs. So your engine is actually better off having FFX in it than not having FFX. Now, if you're the academic type, you like to read all the academic info and all of that, we have documents that you can request for, that you can go through to help you understand better all the testing and things that have been done on the product. Okay. But FFX in general, in summary, will do 4 things for you. Number 1, it will prolong your engine life and reduce wear, like I already mentioned. And this is why I said it had been in use for more than 30 years. Now, what are some of the things that would help to contribute to these benefits? For example, the product contains lubricants. And if you understand lubrication, right, engines and metallic moving parts grinding against each other, the better they are lubricated, the less friction there will be. Now, just take your 2 palms and rub your 2 palms together very fast. Rub your palms together, you will find that heat is generated. That heat is generated because of friction, right? And so just imagine the amount of friction that can be generated within the engine. And so this is why, that lubrication is important. And so the better lubricated an engine is, the longer that engine is going to last and the less it will wear and tear and break down. Okay, FFX also contains detergents. From the name, you understand that those are cleaning agents. So there's a deep cleansing that happens within your entire fuel system when you have FFX working in that system. FFX is going to clean your injectors, your valves, your nozzles, your pistons, your rings, your combustion chamber, all the different parts of your fuel system will experience a deep cleansing, removing of soot, varnish, things that may have plugged any accumulation within the fuel lines and all of that. So an engine that has FFX running in it is going to enjoy, 1, better flow of fuel, but it's also going to have that deep cleansing. And I always mention the fact that an engine where you have a lot of carbon deposits, all the soot, the black stuff, that's soot, and then the varnish. Varnish is the sticky thing. That sticky thing that you find. That engine is going to be trapping more heat. It's going to be trapping more heat. Okay, and so it's going to be less efficient. FFX will take care of that. It also contains rust and corrosion inhibitors. These are going to prevent, because your engines are metallic. Once you expose an engine to water and to air, it's likely going to begin to rust. And if you go and look inside your generator, you will see that there are corrosion particles usually at the bottom. All those things are going to eventually block your carburetors and it's happening in your car as well. It's happening in your diesel generators. All that corrosion is happening now. So you will end up spending money to replace a fuel pump, or what have you. But with FFX, that corrosion is controlled. That rust is prevented. So I've mentioned 3 ingredients, but there's a lot more ingredients in FFX. We have demulsifiers to remove water from fuel, because of course your engines, your injectors should not have water going in them. It will create a problem, isn't it? It contains a fuel stabilizer to keep your fuel stable, especially if you have fuel inside equipment that are not used very frequently. It has a dispersant, which is very good for diesel fuels, because for people that use diesel in large quantities and you have diesel sitting down, diesel at the bottom of your diesel tanks, you will see that it begins to congeal. It begins to congeal, right? So there's so many things in FFX working on different parts of your engine. You also have the second benefit, which is what most Nigerians want to know about, right? Which is FFX actually helping to reduce your fuel expenses, right? By helping you to reduce your fuel consumption. And the way this actually happens is the compound in FFX called the organometallic compound. This compound will actually ignite your fuel to burn at a lower temperature and then help your fuel to burn more completely. What happens is that in our cars, in our generators, the fuel is burning, but a lot of the fuel turns to waste. When I say waste, I mean exhaust, I mean the carbon deposits, I mean the smoke, I mean the soot, I mean the varnish. So what happens is that FFX will ensure that a greater percentage of your fuel is actually being burnt to generate power and not being burnt to become waste. And so you'll find that your car will travel a further distance before you need to fill up again. You will find that your generator will work for a lot longer hours before you will need to fill up your gen again. I mean, it's like magic, but it's actually based on science. Now, the third benefit of the harmful emissions, is a direct result of this compound that is making sure that a greater percentage of the fuel is actually being used for what it should be used for, to drive the engine, instead of producing waste. And so these harmful emissions, FFX will reduce your emissions by as much as 30 to 33%. A direct benefit of this is, well, we're protecting the planet, less emissions into the planet. But it's also protecting your pocket. How? Because of the reduced emissions, your engine oil will take a longer period before it goes dark, because carbon deposits, soot, entering your engine oil is what makes it to go dark. So my car, for example, should have had an oil change on the 8th of August. This is end of September. My oil is still clean and fresh. And so that has saved me money. I would have done a servicing, I would have done an oil change, but that's not the case. My oil is still fresh. The last benefit, but not the least, definitely, is that FFX will improve vehicle performance and horsepower. You will find that the power with which your engine works, it will feel like your engine is newer. The older engines get, the weaker they become. Okay, so for example, you will find that people who are driving a certain car, maybe you're driving uphill and it's difficult to climb the hill. With FFX, you will find that's not the case. Lorries are able to, even with heavy loads, they're able to ascend very easily. Your generator will be able to, sometimes, if a generator is getting weaker, maybe you can't put on the fridge and the AC at the same time. But with FFX, you find that horsepower is increased. The output is improved. There was someone who was telling me about it, that his freezer now freezes very fast whenever his gen is on. This is obviously a direct benefit of the increase in horsepower. So when people say, is this like the products at the fuel station? I tell them, capital no. Have you seen any formula in the fuel station that has so many things in one? No. If you want to match what's in FFX by buying what you have at the gas station, you'll be buying like 7, 8, or 9 products, and you'll still not get up to the same results. And even in terms of concentration, just take only a fuel injector. Imagine you want to just, clean your injectors, and that's just one of the things FFX will do. One of the many things FFX will do, right? You will be pouring a whole bottle inside your fuel tank. That's like 300 mils, sometimes 400 mils. That's like half of the 1 liter EVA bottle. Okay, you're pouring that whole bottle into your fuel tank. But with FFX, all you need is the cover of the bottle, 10 mils. 10 mils is the small cup that you used to give out your children their syrup, their medicines. 10 mils would take care of 100 liters of fuel. So it's very potent, very powerful, very effective. Okay? Some people talk about some tablets, but I don't even listen to that. Can you put tablets inside your cooking gas? Definitely you cannot. And even if you were to throw a tablet into your fuel tank, it will take at least 1 hour for the tablet to dissolve. And that is more than enough time for that thing to cause some havoc in your engine. So FFX works for every combustion engine, from car to generator to motorcycle to tractor, to even boats and all of that. FFX works in every sort of combustion engine. And because it's liquid, you simply just pour into your fuel tank and then you go and fill up. If you have kegs, storage kegs, same thing, just add it to your kegs, but just follow the required dosage of ratio 1 10. That's the standard way you use. But when you start, you double the dosage. So 2 mils will treat 10 liters when you are starting. So 2 mils to 10 liters, okay. 4 mils definitely to 20 liters. But make sure that you are treating at least your first 3 full tanks with the double dose. If you are not buying your full tanks at once, you know your engine capacities. You just make sure that, so if your engine is a 60-liter tank, know that even if you are buying 20 liters, you are treating that 20 liters with the double dose until you have treated 1 full tank, and then until you have treated 3 full tanks before you drop down to the regular dose. Now, in wrapping up, depending on the state of your engine, right, the amount of carbon buildup, that's how dirty, because many people have dirty engines, your mileage and all that. People will have different results at first, while the cleaning process and the engine adjustments are ongoing, but ultimately the results are the same for everyone. But there are some people who are going to need at the most 7 tanks to get to peak performance. Many people are going to experience from the very first treatment, they start to see it. Some people it's the second treatment. But it's important that you allow for the products to walk through your engine and don't be so anxious or so desperate for magic. If you do that, you are cheating yourself. And it's this typical nature that this generation has of, we want instant results. So people are not patient. Somebody bought one, he did one treatment and said he can't do it again. Well, it's your loss. Continue buying fuel at the expensive price. That's going to be your loss. So you either let this product do the work they should do, clean out all the junk within your fuel system, within your engine, so that your car is burning fuel more efficiently, or you continue spending a fortune if you have it. Keep spending a fortune on fuel. So at this point, I'm just going to quickly take a break and share 1 or 2 videos. And the reason why I like to share these videos is just primarily so that people can see the kinds of people that have been using FFX, especially, for those who are afraid, can I put it in my Toyota? Can I put it in my Lexus? So I'm just going to quickly show you a few videos so that you understand that, yes, you can use FFX in any equipment that you have.
Chris Robinson here, just sharing with you today the benefits of Fuel Factor X. And I get asked all the time, Chris, what does it work in? It works in everything. So I figure there's no better way than just take you on a tour with me around Southeast Idaho today as I fuel some of my construction equipment and farming equipment and things that I use in my daily life. So first, this is a 2020 Dodge. I'm actually just going to squeeze in a half an ounce. It's about a 40-gallon tank. That much right there's a half an ounce. I just dump it in. Set the bottle here, grab my fuel nozzle. I'm going to jump on this side and get her started. Now, while that's filling up, I just want to point out this is a 2020 Dodge. It does have the diesel exhaust fluid. It will improve your fuel economy. With the DEF, it will reduce the amount of DEF because this product actually reduces your emissions by almost a third, therefore burning your fuel more efficiently, and your diesel regen system will run a lot less. Now this truck here is 2012. It does not have the diesel exhaust fluid. It's an older farm truck. And yes, it works in older trucks as well. This is a Gale RS 6 34-foot high reach telehandler forklift. Yep, FFX works in it as well. Dump some in there. Fill her up. Now one thing I want to point out, you can treat your bulk tanks. So if you have a farm with bulk tanks or even a tank on your truck like this, you can just treat your bulk tanks. We do sell bulk, so you can buy it by drums or you can buy it by little 4-ounce bottles or everything in between. So again, works on everything, construction equipment, farming, everything. Stay tuned. I get asked a lot if it works in gas, diesel. It does. It works in gasoline. It's actually a 2019 Ford F-150 EcoBoost. Same thing, same treatment. Just dump it in. Fill her up. Massey Ferguson rotary swather. Yep, works in it too. Even works in all the toys. Blair's Razor. This is a Kia Stinger sports car. It actually requires high octane fuel, but you don't have to buy the high octane anymore, so you can save 50 cents a gallon by dropping back down to 87. We also have these single dose packs. You just rip the top off. Squirt it in. Kubota track skid loader. Yep. So as we wrap up here, and I put it in my case tractor, I've been using this product for over 14 years, treated millions of gallons, millions of dollars worth of fuel, and saved hundreds of thousands of dollars. Now you have this information. Why would you ever pay full price for gas or diesel again?
You know, what's been your experience with this product, and why did you decide to take
it with a V8 engine? So I'm a typical example of the kind of person that wants to use it. So the first time I used it, I didn't really see much of a result, and I'm like, wait, this is not the product. But I didn't say anything because I am aware of the type of reactions, the various type of reactions you will see. But by the second usage, I was getting 70 kilometers more. I normally get between 400 and 450 kilometers from a 100-liter tank. Yes, a 100-liter tank. This time around, I got 520, which was brilliant. But today, this very today, I actually know this because I detailed this. I did 49 kilometers in movement today, a total of 49.5 actually. 49.5 kilometers today. And I used only 6 liters. That is half my normal fuel consumption. I used only 6 liters. Let's say 50 kilometers. And let's say 10 liters safe. Let's say 10 liters. Let's say 50 kilometers. Because it's a V8 BMW. Okay. I have a massive engine and it roars. So I wasn't feathering the throttle, okay? I was driving like I normally would. The exact calculation was 5.9 liters. I am still in shock. Wow. I'm still in shock. So when you called me, I'm like, do you know something? Is it that you have been told? I am excited. Wow. I am excited.
I'm recording this video to show you the difference between the old average and the instant. I have dug into the brain box right now. This is instant consumption, 13.2 liters per 100 kilometers. Without taking off the video, I'm showing you the average that it's been running before. 21 liters per 100 kilometers has been the consumption average. This is the average short-term consumption. This is average long-term consumption. Consumption 2, long-term. Consumption 1, average short-term. When I come back to inside the computer, it gives exact for instant the current consumption.
All right, so there we have. Okay, let me even play the last one. This Porsche, this guy that used the Porsche.
I'm going to show you how you can save $10 right at the pump. Fuel Factor X. This Porsche requires premium. You can see the gas cap there. It says 93, recommended 93.
Yep.
So you take a look at this. So the difference between regular and premium is about 70 cents more. Times 20 gallons to fill it, 20 gallon tank. So that's $14 to go from regular to premium.
Yeah.
This right here, 1/4 ounce cost me $4. So I'm putting $10 back in my pocket.
Yeah.
Check this out.
Put it first.
So I put a little bit in that cover there. You ready? Regular fuel in a Porsche. Regular. And this will help push some of that out of the gang. It's really happening. I'm putting regular fuel in a Porsche. So,
Like a premium.
so in the owner's manual, on a lot of performance vehicles, in the owner's manual, it talks about we recommend using a fuel additive. You know why? Because they know what you're putting in your vehicle may or may not be good quality fuel. But you may think by pushing premium that you're getting a great quality every time. This is how you guarantee that. Fuel Factor X. I've been using this for over 10 years in this vehicle. Amazing stuff.
Awesome. So you go ahead and say, I've been using this product for over 10 years in this vehicle. So that should put, I mean, if you drive a Toyota, come on now. If you drive a Lexus, come on. Yes, it's the responsible thing to do, to want to protect your car, to find out, oh, am I being responsible by putting in the fuel, by putting in this product? But with what you can see now, even if you didn't believe me when I said, oh, this product has been in use for 30 years by huge industrial corporation. There's even another video I could have shown you where our business partner, he drives a Resvani. The Resvani costs 500,000 US dollars. And he's also been using FFX in this now for I mean, look at the very first guy with the heavy duty equipment. Those things cost millions of dollars. A forklift, a crane, a tractor. These are not saloon cars. These are not everyday vehicles. And yet people have been using them for so long because of the benefits, because of the results. So if you want to test it first, you can do that. You buy retail, buy the tester pack, you get 3 sachets for 20K. But you also pay for shipping and delivery. But I mean, just get back to whoever invited you here and they'll arrange how you can get your product. But I recommend, instead of buying at retail where it's more expensive, just create an account and buy directly from the company at the wholesale price. Just create your own account and buy directly from the company. If you just want to get wholesale and that's all, create a customer account. If you want to make money, then create a business account, an affiliate account, which will give you access to buy at wholesale, but you can also make money should you decide to share this with anybody else and they also now start to buy the product directly from the company. Okay, so you have those 2 options. If all you want to do is save money, then shop as a customer. But if you want to make money, then enroll as an affiliate. And so at this point, I'm going to be wrapping up the product information. From what you have seen, how many people do you think need this product? If all you came here to find out was how to save money, you can decide to log off the Zoom call right now. We're done with the product. I'm crossing the street to talk about money. For those of you who, you are in Nigeria and you need to make an additional income. I don't know about you, but with the way the price of everything keeps going up, it just makes sense, to be able to have income coming in from multiple streams. And beyond just, having multiple streams, the Bible says money is a defense. Money is a defense. And there are things that shouldn't happen. There are some evils that occur because of the lack of money. I've told this story, over and over again here, how there was, when my first daughter, who is now 8, when she was born, and she had some infection. And I went to the pharmacy to go buy antibiotics, and I asked for the antibiotic, and they mentioned the price of Augmentin. At the time, maybe it was like 3,000 or something. And then they told me, so I asked that, don't you have the generic one? Because that was the branded one. That's the original product. And so I said, don't you have the generic? And they said, okay, yes, that they do. I said, how much is that? I said, 700. And I bought the generic one at the time. And, this was because I was trying to stretch the money to go as far as possible. So I knew that this was the best, but I settled for the generic. So as I was driving, and so I bought the Pampers, bought the milk, bought this and that. But as I was driving back home that day, the whole thing that just happened was just playing in front of me. I'm like, how long are you going to do this? How long are you going to know that this is the best for your family? This is what your kids need. But because of price, because you are playing small, because you're not pushing yourself, because you're not bringing your best, you are sabotaging the future of those that you say you love. And so for me, moving from a place of of financial security to a place of financial freedom, from security to independence. I mean, most people are even struggling. Most people are not even secure, God forbid, but if it was a family emergency that needed you to drop 10 million naira to save the life of a dear one, would you be able to get that money? If there was something that happened and you needed to relocate your entire family out of the country within 2 weeks, do you have the funds to get a ticket for everybody? Can you, make a down payment for a building in the UK, in Australia, wherever? So money is actually a defense, and it helps us to take care of those we care about, but also to be a blessing. And so for me, this kind of opportunity is so huge. For me, this was too good to pass up. Why? Because this is a product that everybody needs. Everybody needs. Now, just so I can do a quick sound check, because I'm seeing some feedback in the chat. Can you all hear me loud and clear? If you can hear me loud and clear, just type a 111 in the chat. Just type 111 in the chat. Let me just get some feedback to know if you are hearing me loud and clear. Just type 111. Oh, great. So in about three short months of launching this and sharing this with people, people's lives have already started to change. Just hearing the stories, sometimes it wants to move you to tears. A friend who, as at the beginning of June, had no income source, was in what we would describe as deep poverty, had no income source, and as a matter of fact, couldn't even have money to start off by himself. But because this business is so flexible, even if you are yet to make your own purchase, you can start to make money if you begin to share this with other people. And why wouldn't you share something that is beneficial? Why wouldn't you share something that everybody around you needs? People don't have to do the business, but they will benefit from the product. One of my friends, was telling me about he said he approached some restaurants in his area on his street. And one of those restaurants used to use a 12.5 kg cylinder every day. As a result of using FFX, their 12.5 kg now takes them 3 days. 3 days. So that means instead of spending 30,000 in 3 days, they spend 10,000 on the gas and 1,200 on FFX, or 1,400 on FFX. So 11,400 instead of 30,000. Isn't that been a blessing? This, my friend was telling me that these guys now send him food almost every day. They send him food almost every day because of what he's doing for them, because of the savings that they are enjoying. This is called impact. So this is an impact-driven business. This is not something that that somebody's trying to sweet talk you into and using lifestyle. I could come and be making noise about my income and the money people have made, but the product itself delivers real value. This is a real business. Business is about impact. This is a real business. And because of the impact, so many lives have been transformed. All these 1K ranks are people who, came on board and within a short space of time, have begun to go through the ranks. So I even skipped all the 5Ks. What happened to the 5Ks? Oh, I missed all the 5Ks. We produce so many people who have done, the $5,000 rank, the $10,000 rank, 10K rank. And last month, myself and my friend were blessed to be able to do the 50K rank, but we're only just getting started. This is actually a multi-million-dollar business. And that's what I said from the beginning, and I still maintain that is what it is. So when you create your account, and it's free to create your account, take note of this, it is free to create your account, right? Now, I said if you want to make money, you create an affiliate account, not a customer account. Customers will only get the product at wholesale, but they don't make any money from sharing or referring other users to the company. So now you created your account, okay? And now you now have the opportunity to make money from 3 different models. You can decide to just be buying and selling. That's retailing. Because you're buying wholesale, you can add your markup and you can sell. Okay, I was talking with someone yesterday who told me he has access to a network of more than 10,000 bikes and kekes. So he wants to start to retail to those guys. I said, awesome, do your thing. And so I have people who are retailing and they're making anywhere from 200,000 profit to as much as 3 million profit a month, which is not bad, but for the effort involved, is, to me, is too stressful. If all you're doing is retailing, you don't really understand what this business is about. The next level of income here comes from connecting customers. And why is connecting customers important? You see, once you have your affiliate account, you have a unique link and you have a unique ID with which you can now approach other potential users, hospitals, churches, mosques, you know, the regular business owner. I mean, so like when shopping today, my wife wants to get some clothes, you know, the, different shopping complexes, what have you. They all need the product, right? So for those who are not interested in making money, they just create a customer account for themselves, but they use your link in creating their account. And I'm going to talk about Elder. We call him Elder because he's now in his 70s. But Elder was the one who brought on board Covenant University and Landmark University. And, you know, so every time that they buy now, because anyone that you connect who uses your link to now create their account, they are now permanently an income source for you. So whenever they buy, you get paid. So this Elder is in his 70s. But every time Covenant and Landmark make their purchase, they don't buy in bottles, they buy in gallons. Whenever they buy, he makes about 2 million as commissions. You know, so imagine that you have 10 of such organizations or 20 of such organizations. If you have 20 of such organizations, then you're talking about 2 million in 20 places. You know, so you're talking about 40 million a month. So that, I mean, so not a month, in a year, you know, if you have 10 of such organizations, you're talking about what, like 20 million, you know. So connecting customers, you begin to enjoy passive income. You do the work in getting them on board, in showing them the information. But once they create their accounts and they start to purchase, it's passive income for life. But there's still a limitation to connecting customers, which is there are so many people in this Nigeria, in Africa, around the world, and you can't be everywhere at the same time. But if you now decide to collaborate by sharing this opportunity with other people, so you are in Lagos, but you can't even take 5% of the businesses in Lagos. You can't. If you live in Badagry, you can't even take 50% of the businesses in Badagry. If you're in Ikeja, you cannot take 10% of the businesses in Ikeja. You cannot. You have just 24 hours in a day. There are too many of them. So you now begin to share this opportunity with other people in different locations, right? And let them know this is the opportunity. We have something that can bring this value to anyone who's using fuel, whether privately or commercially. And so we show them the opportunity. This is what it stands to benefit. And so you now team up. They join your team. They start to take their market share. But because you are the one that introduced them, you can now make something from that. And so it was J. Paul Getty who said, I would rather earn 1% on the efforts of 100 people than 100% of my own efforts. So now, when you are coming on board, you have the option of, once you created your affiliate account, either buying a builder package or buying an executive package. But the executive package pays you more money in commissions for the same effort, right? The builder package is cheaper. You get 16 sachets. The executive is 36 sachets, okay? But you get more bonuses for holding an executive package. For example, look at the customer acquisition. So let's say you brought on board a customer, say a restaurant who decided to buy, a pack. When your commission is being calculated, if you yourself hold a builder package, you'll be paid at the rate of 30% on the volume. If you're an executive, you'll be paid at the rate of 50% on the volume for the same effort. You brought the restaurant on board or whatever it is. Next, the next example, is showing the difference. Look at the jumpstart for builders. Builders will earn, so jumpstart is the referral bonus that you get paid when you share this with another business person who decides to come on board and make their purchase. Builders will only be paid for those that they personally invite on the level 1. But executives will be paid this referral bonus that we call the jumpstart on 4 levels. So look at this example here, okay? Let's say somebody has a builder, another person has an executive. Somebody buys the 1 bottle, 20 sachets executive pack. The builder, so let's say you are a builder and you bring someone who buys the one bottle executive, one bottle 20 sachets. You get paid as a builder, you get just $21.6. Let's say that's 21,000 naira. But if you are an executive, you will be paid $36 for that purchase. So you introduce that person. Now, let's say that person also introduced another person. That's your level 2 now. Okay, that person will get his own 36. But you that be on your level 2, for every executive purchase, for every order on your level 2, that is the executive, you will get 7.2 on each of them. On the third level, you get 5.7. On the fourth level, you get 3.6. So look at this example here. Look at this scenario. Assume that you onboarded 5 business-minded friends who wanted to cash in on this, and they each bought their executive package. Why did they buy the executive pack? Because they themselves want to earn on 4 levels within the compensation plan. So you bring on board 5, you get 36 on each of the 5, you are doing 180 in commissions. But if each your 5 also now introduce 5 each, I'm just using a hypothetical example. It doesn't have to be 5. I brought on board 15 in my first month. I did 8 in my second month, So it doesn't have to be 5, but let's just work with 5. Okay, so you introduce 5, and let's say your 5 introduce their own 5. So that's 25 on the second level. You will now get $7.2 in 25 places, which is 180. So you're now getting 180 on the efforts of somebody else. But look at it, gets better. This is the third level now. If the 25 each bring their 5, we're talking about 125. Do you see that? But you're now getting a smaller commission of 5.7. But look at the results. You will get $712 paid out for people that you may never see in your life. They may be in a different country, a different state. This is leverage, where you are multiplying your income without multiplying your efforts. You're using leverage now to grow your income. Look at the fourth level. If 125 each got their 5, we're talking about 625 on the fourth level, and you're paid $3.6. That's minute, right? But look now. Do you see that quote by J. Paul Getty? That I'll rather earn 1% on the effort of 100 men than 100% of my own effort. Look at what your own effort did on level 1. You did $180 of your effort for bringing 5. But now that 125 people are each bringing 5, it's now 625. You are earning a smaller commission, 3.6. But what you will go home with is $2,250. Please don't think this is far-fetched. It's not far-fetched at all. There are sometimes, there was a day I was talking with one of my aunties, and I was looking at what she was going to make, because we are paid this week. This is every week, so this is weekly, and she was going to make almost $500 weekly, and she didn't enroll anybody. This was just from her jumpstart commissions. Just from her jumpstart commissions. There's a woman in Abuja who, so if you were to calculate my own jumpstart commission, you can imagine what it would be, with a team that is now over 5,000 people, So leverage is the difference maker. If all you earn comes from your sweat, you are working too hard. This business allows you to add leverage to whatever you are doing. Now let's look at your rank bonus, which is another way that we get paid. Every order, every purchase that happens within your team carries points. We call it business volume. So the 1 gallon carries 400 business volume. The 1 bottle 20 sachets is 90 business volume. 1 bottle is 40. So people will come in and they will be buying. So some companies will be large users, they will be ordering gallons. Some may be smaller users, they will be ordering bottles, 4 bottles, 15 bottles, whatever. Right? Now, as people begin to make their orders, the points are added up. And so in a calendar month, once your points add up to 1,000, the first time your points add up to 1,000, you're on the 1K rank. You get $100 bonus for hitting the 1K rank. If it adds up to 5,000, you're on 5K. You get $500. If it's 10,000, you're on 10K. You get $1,000. If it's 50K, if it's 50,000, you're on 50K. You get a $5,000 bonus. If it's 500K, you're on 500. If it's 500,000, you're on 500K. You get a $50,000 bonus. And then the master, where it is $500,000 bonus. This is not fiction, okay? By God's grace, I was able to hit 50K last month, so it's not fiction. Now, the good thing is this: if you do multiple levels in the same month, you'll be given all these bonuses. So, like in my first month, I did 10K, and so I was given 100, I was given 500, and I was given 1,000. 1,006 was paid at once. There's a gentleman that I was watching his video. He did 100K in 2 months. in 2 months. So imagine getting 10,000, 5,000, 25, all those bonuses, within 2 months. So if you do multiple levels, you get all the bonuses. So that's for when you hit it the first time. But subsequently, for maintaining your rank, so when you hit it subsequent months, so if you maintain your 1K the subsequent month, you get a $50 monthly payout. If it's 5K you get $150. And you can be earning these kinds of commissions on a monthly basis. It's exciting. It's life changing. I love it. I love the fact that anyone who is not afraid to work, anyone with a dream, who is willing to this one. I see people trying all kinds of experiments and they are crawling. But some people are coming in, just follow just ask, what do I need to do? And just do it. And just keep doing it. Just keep doing it. And you'll find yourself going through the ranks. It's the best kept secret of entrepreneurship, being able to leverage on the efforts of other people. Imagine starting a business with 150,000 and in 3 months you've made 8 figures. I mean, where else do you do that? Next is the customer mastery bonus. I love this commission. I love the entire thing. But the fact that they keep on paying you multiple ways for the same activity, for the same effort. So now it's end of the month. You've been paid your monthly rank bonus. Okay? But they will now isolate all the purchases that came from customer accounts. And they will still pay you for those ones again. So if you have customer purchases that add up to 5,000 in volume, not just the ones you brought, the ones you brought that your team members brought and brought and brought and brought. If it adds up to 5,000 in volume, you get $250. If it adds up to 10,000, you get $500. All the way to the 1 million, where you can get 20,000 monthly payout just for customer orders alone. And this is where we're going, guys. But now this is where I want you to now really pay close attention. Get rid of every distraction. If you're looking at TikTok on another phone, pay attention here now, because this is the biggest payout. The top income earner in our company now is among the top in the world. She's a woman. She makes $1,060,000 every month. That's over $1 billion. Please hear me. She makes over $1 billion in Naira every month from this commission. So this is where you pay attention. If you were joking before, put everything aside and pay attention. I'm already wrapping up the binary and the next two, and we're done. Okay? But pay very close attention. The binary commission works this way. Everybody has two sides. Binary means two. Binary means two. So whoever invited you here has a left side and a right side. So when he's introducing people, he has to place them on either side. So let's say he places you on his right. Okay? Now, maybe you are yet to introduce anyone, but he has more people to introduce. The next person has to go under somebody who's already in the system. That's just the way it works, because everybody has only two sides. So what you might find is that sometimes while you're yet to do stuff, you find people are already showing up under you. Whatever these people buy will contribute to your income. This again is the power of leverage. It doesn't matter if they're in a different country, a different city, you may never see them in your life. But every time they place an order, you're getting paid. Imagine if one of these accounts is a bank. Imagine if one is an eatery, and that eatery has maybe 400 branches. I mean, different companies are now coming on board, right? So it just makes sense that when you hear, quickly take your position, create your account immediately. Because on whatever these people are ordering, those points are going to be counting for you. And this is the way. Now, if you delay and say, let me think about it, let me go and look for money, I'm like, what's wrong with people? You don't pay to create your account. I'm like, what is wrong with people? How do people think? You don't pay to create your account. Create it first, then ask your questions next. Do you get what I'm saying? Because if you were to dull yourself and you say, let me go and whatever, you come back next week, people that should have contributed to your income, now you are under them. You'll be the one contributing to their own income. So reach out to whoever invited you. Tell them to send you their link. Tell them to send you their link so you create your account first. Then you start asking your question. Now, how does it work exactly? You have two sides. Everyone has two sides. So imagine that, you have started introducing your people. So the guys in red are the ones that you introduced. Okay. The ones in black are spillovers from your upline, people you don't know, right? Now, at the end of the month, the system takes a snapshot of all the purchases that happen under you. From all the blacks and from all the reds, it doesn't matter. So look now, on your left side, you have 1,000 in business volume. On the right side, you have 6,005. The smaller of the two is 1,000. So they'll pay you a percentage of the smaller side, which is 1,000 here. If you're a builder, they'll pay you 10% of 1,000, which is $100. If you're an executive, they'll pay you 15%, which is $150. If you're a super affiliate, they'll pay you 20%, which is $200. What will happen to the excess? Because this is 1,000, this is 6,500. So the remaining 5,500 will roll over to the next month and paid on it the following month. This is the most powerful way that we get paid because it's to infinity. The points will count for you no matter how many people are going. Your rank will determine the limit. So for me on the 50K rank, my limit is $50,000. If you're on the 100K rank, your limit is $100,000 a month from this payout. Okay. Next is what we call the leadership check match. This will pay you a percentage of whatever your own people that you connect, whatever they earn in binary. So imagine that these guys directly under you are people that you introduce, that they use your own link to sign up. They'll be your level 1. The people that they introduce will be your level 2. That they introduce will be your level 3. So imagine that the guys on your level 1 are earning $1,000 each from binary, and that's not far-fetched because it's not far-fetched at all. $1,000 is not far-fetched. Some of us have done that. Many other people are still going to do it. We're only just getting started. In 6 months, many people will already be doing over $1,000 each from binary, right? So imagine that you have these 5 people who are doing 1,000. As they are doing 1,000, now you are getting 30%. So as they are paying them 1,000, the company is also paying you 300 on each of them. In this example, you will get 1,500 on your level 1 as check match. On your level 2, as they are paying them 1,000, you'll be getting 200 on each of them. So in this example, you get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You get $200 in 10 places, which is $2,000 for check match. And on level 3, you get 10% on each of these people. As they are getting their own binary payment. Last but not the least is what we call the global bonus pool. The global bonus pool. Here you get paid for every multiple of 4 that you bring in a month who buy a builder pack or more. Now, this is not a referral bonus. For bringing the 4 who buy, you will get your referral bonus. But because it tallied up to 4, you'll now be entitled to 1 share. If it's 8, you're entitled to 2 shares. If it's 12, you're entitled to 3 shares. And that's the way it works. So in summary, this is how our compensation plan works. Now, even if you don't understand it, that is fine. The important thing is not understanding. The important thing is earning it. When it's better earned, it's better experienced and understood. When I joined, now there's a video that the CEO has done that's very explicit. But I watched it 10 times, I didn't get it. But for me, I just moved with a sense of urgency because business is about who is moving, is about taking market share, right? How fast can you get organizations, individuals, people around you to quickly hear about this from you? I was shocked. I was very shocked. I got a phone call from one of the least people I expected. Least. But I had sent him messages about this, but I was surprised. I was saying, wait, is it that I don't remember who you are talking about? Is it this person? I said, yes, it's the one. Do you understand? This is a product that even people who have made themselves your enemies because of the value of this thing. This person called me and said, how can he key in and how can he get the product? I was shocked. Do you understand? So for me, business is about market share. Market share. It's not the big that eats the small, it's the fast that eats the slow. So you must move with urgency. See, only 2 days ago, I was talking to somebody in I don't even know, my 7th or she's really down, but we've been talking on phone. And she was telling me that she wanted to deliver some products to a particular church. And so she needed help with dispatch, blah, blah, blah. Then, so she's calling me to ask for my dispatch person in Ibadan. Can he help me to deliver? So I give her the person's phone number. I said, where's the address? And then she mentioned the address. I said, which church? And then she mentioned the church. I'm like, this church, I mean, this is what they are my family. As in, they are my family. They all use so my family owns a healthcare hospital business. They all use our hospitals. The children, I know them very well. One is in ministry, one is in bit, and in fact, one of the children, his children also go to my children's school. I've been planning to call him to say, hey, bro, let's see that. I'm like, hey, God. So now, so you go take anyway, no wahala. The market is big. But I'm saying it's about market share. Another person called me last night telling me that a particular, so we're talking on the phone. I mentioned the university. Apparently, she knows the daughter is a private university. She knows the daughter of the owner. She knows the daughter of the owner. So it's how she was calling me yesterday that she don't follow the daughter talk to. And the daughter has shared it with her brother, who is the CEO, blah, 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 blah. Do you see? So while you are contemplating, thinking, before you know it, then your family members will be the ones to come and introduce you to FFX. So don't just waste time. Create your account and start moving. This is a viral product. In June, I said it. I said a wealth transfer is about to take place. Just get connected and let's push this thing. But some people decided not to, but everyone who did, I'm just loving the success stories. I'm just loving this person is making $500 now every month. This person is making 1,000, 3,000. When a friend of mine was telling me at the beginning of September, and in 3 months he had done 4,000, I was happy. Collins told me that he had done about $5,000. Now, will everybody make the same thing? No, there are no guarantees here. As I just mentioned that as an income disclosure, there are no guarantees here, right? What you put in is what you put out. But actually, it's not what you put in, because you actually get more than what you put in, because you get paid on what other people do as well. I've done money in 8 figures now. It's not because of what I'm doing. It's because as I'm working and helping and training, other people's efforts are contributing to my income. It's that simple. It's not rocket science. So get on board, create your account. And for those of you who are really ready to go hard, you can actually change your life before 2023 runs out. For me, there's a word I'm working with. And that this year will be my 10x year. 10x the results. And that's what we're working at. 2024 will be astounding. It will be amazing. So if you are on the call tonight and you have a financial need, how long has this business been in existence in Nigeria? The company has been in Nigeria since 2017. That's My Daily Choice. But FFX was just reintroduced to the market. FFX was owned by a different company between 2011 and 2015. Our company bought over that company and has the exclusive rights to this product, right? So this was reintroduced globally, not just in Nigeria. It was reintroduced to the entire global market last year. But, for us, it has become relevant since the subsidy was removed. So we just started pushing this just barely 3 months ago. So it's still fresh, it's still new. So timing is on your side. You can get on board now, that it's still at this point in time, before the noise is everywhere, before everybody is already using the product. Some people are late adopters. They want to see whether people's engines are going to knock. They want to see whether it's going to, whether anything, that's how some people are. But those of us who are, riding this wave, by the time everybody's already using FFX, imagine the kind of money we'll be making. It will be crazy. It will be, because it's oil and gas, it's crazy. I already told you at the beginning, if we service only the PMS market, we're doing 42 billion every month. If we are able to capture PMS, diesel, cooking gas, we're talking about anywhere from 80 billion to 100 billion every month. How much of it do you want to take? You decide. You decide. Nobody is going to stop you. So I'm going to drop a link to a WhatsApp group. That's for the September action takers. For those of you who are ready to get started, I'm going to drop that link now. So just click on that link, and I'll be in that group with other leaders who are going to be showing you how you can get started, what you need to do, the steps you need to take get started, make your order, get your products, get your products over to you and all that, right? So I've dropped the link now. It's in the chat. Yes, somebody asked about the link to this video. Yes, I'm going to upload this one. So because I played a song yesterday after the meeting, YouTube flagged it, and so that's why I couldn't share that one because of the copyright claim. So I'm not going to play anything after tonight. So I'll just upload it directly on YouTube and I'll share the link. Okay, so just click on the WhatsApp. I just dropped the link to the chat. Click on that link. It will take you to the WhatsApp group, and then you will get all your getting started information. So thank you everyone for being with us on the call tonight. It's been a blessing. We're excited. We're thrilled to be able to make impact in such a time as this in Nigeria and Africa and really all around the world. So God bless you. Have a wonderful, wonderful night rest. We look forward to celebrating your story. I look forward to connecting with you, working with you one-on-one, and have a wonderful, wonderful night rest. God bless you and good night. So the link is already in the chat. Please just click on that link. Click on the link to the group. Then you will get all the getting started information, how you can make your payment, get your products shipped to you from Lagos, to wherever you are at your location, and then all the getting started resources that you need to do the business effectively, the business proposals, the flyers, the videos. I had somebody asking for the Porsche. There's a lot of resources available to help you to move your business very fast. So click on that link and we'll find you on the inside. I'll give exactly 1 minute for you to quickly do that. Click on the WhatsApp link. In exactly 1 minute, I'll end the call. So thank you everyone for being with us here tonight. God bless you. God bless you. And I look forward to hearing your success story. All right. Good night, everyone. Bye-bye.